Welcome, everyone, to another live recording episode of the Digital Revolution with Jim Kunkel. I'm truly glad to have you here, whether you're joining me live, catching the replay, or listening later on your favorite podcast platform. Today's topic is one that sits at the center of every boardroom conversation, every leadership retreat, and every personal career decision. How artificial intelligence is rewriting the very meaning of work. We're not just talking about new tools or new technologies. We're talking about a fundamental shift in how companies operate, how teams function, and how each of us define our value in a world where intelligent systems are becoming part of the workforce. This isn't a distant future scenario. It's happening right now in real time across every industry, from manufacturing and energy to finance, healthcare, and the creative fields. The old work model, the one built on fixed roles and predictable career paths, is giving way to something far more dramatic and demanding. And that's why today's conversation matters. Because if we understand how AI is reshaping roles, tasks, and relevance, we can position ourselves and our businesses to lead rather than react. We can build careers that thrive in this new landscape, and we can shape cultures that embrace reinvention instead of resisting it. If you've been listening to this podcast series and watching our live streams, our webinars, or any of the video content that this series produces, you already know that we're a huge believer in tools that make digital communication simple, professional, and reliable. And that's exactly why I use StreamYard and their advanced plan for everything I do. My audio, my video, my live streaming, and on-air webinar sessions. StreamYard gives you studio quality experience right in your browser. There are no downloads, there's no complicated setups. It's just clean, powerful production tools that let you focus on delivering your message. And with the advanced plan, I get multi-streaming to multiple platforms, custom branding, local recordings, and the kind of stability you need when you're broadcasting to a global audience. It's the backbone of my digital workflow, and it's the reason why my shows look and sound the way they do. If you're ready to elevate your podcast, your live streams, your webinars, or your digital events, I highly recommend checking out StreamYard for yourself. Our referral link is in this episode's description. So take a look, explore the features, save a little money, and see why so many creators and professionals trust StreamYard to power their content. And now let's get into this topic. The collapse of the old work model. The work model most of us grew up with, the one built on fixed roles with rigid hierarchies and predictable career ladders. That was never designed for the velocity of the world that we live in today. It was built for an industrial economy where stability was the goal, repetition was the norm, and efficiency came from standardization. But AI has shattered that foundation. The idea that a job is a static container of tasks performed the same way for years no longer matches the reality of intelligent systems that learn, that adapt, and execute faster than any human workflow ever could. We're watching the old architecture of work crack under the pressure of automation, data-driven decision-making, and the relentless demand for agility. What's collapsing isn't just the job description, it's the entire logic behind how companies function. Hierarchies that once served as control mechanisms are becoming bottlenecks. Linear career paths are dissolving into dynamic skill portfolios. And the assumption that expertise is something you accumulate and that you protect over decades is being replaced by a new truth. Relevance is now a moving target. AI is forcing companies to rethink not only what work gets done, but who does it, how it gets done, and why certain roles even exist. This is the moment where the old model gives way to something more fluid, more adaptive, and far more demanding of both leaders and workers. The new logic of work, from task to talent. For decades, we've talked about jobs as if they were indivisible units, bundles of responsibilities that rise and fall together. But AI has exposed the flaw in that thinking. It doesn't look at a job title. It looks at task. It identifies which tasks are repetitive, which are pattern-based, which require judgment, and which demand creativity or human connection. And once you break a job into its component parts, you quickly realize that most roles are a mix of automated tasks that deeply human ones. And this is a new logic of work. AI doesn't replace people, it reshapes the task landscape and forces companies to rethink how human talent is deployed. Inside forward-thinking companies, we're seeing the rise of internal task marketplaces, where work is assigned based on capability, not title. Instead of saying, this is your job, leaders are saying, here are the tasks that need to be done. Who's the best equipped to do them? It's a shift from role-based thinking to talent-based thinking. And it's unlocking a capacity in ways that were impossible under old models. People are no longer limited by the boundaries of their job description. They're contributing where their strengths most matter, supported by AI systems that handle the repetitive, the predictable, and the time-consuming. This is the beginning of a more fluid, more dynamic, and more merit-driven workforce, one where talent is finally allowed to move at the speed of opportunity. The emergence of AI native professionals. We're entering into a moment where a new category of professionals is emerging, one that isn't defined by traditional expertise alone, but by their fluency in working with intelligent systems. These are the AI native professionals. They aren't threatened by automation, they're empowered by it. They understand how to direct models, interpret outputs, and orchestrate human-machine workflows. In many ways, they are the translators between what AI can do and what the business actually needs. And as companies adopt more autonomous systems, these AI native roles are becoming the backbone of the modern operation. What makes this shift so profound is that AI native professionals aren't limited to technical fields. They're appearing in marketing, finance, operations, human resources, and frontline industries. A plant manager who uses predictive analytics to prevent downtime is an AI native. A salesperson who leverages intelligent assistants to personalize outreach at scale is an AI native. A content creator who collaborates with generative tools to accelerate production is an AI native. These individuals aren't defined by coding skills. They're defined by their ability to partner with AI to amplify their work. And this workforce grows, it will fundamentally reshape how companies think about talent, capability, and their competitive advantage. The skills that matter now, relevance in an AI accelerated world. As AI reshapes the landscape of work, the skills that once guaranteed career stability are no longer enough. Technical expertise still matters, but it's no longer the centerpiece. It's the baseline. What truly defines relevance now is the ability to think in systems, to understand how pieces connect, and how to make decisions in environments where information moves faster than human intuition. This is the era where abstraction, pattern recognition, and strategic framing become core competencies. The professionals who thrive will be those who can interpret complexity, not just to execute tasks. AI handles the repetition, humans handle the reasoning. But cognitive skills alone won't carry the day. The more AI takes on analytical and operational work, the more vulnerable human qualities become. Influence, communication, ethical judgment, and creativity are emerging as what's different than machines. And this is areas that machines cannot replicate at this time. These are skills that build trust, shape culture, and drive innovation. Add layered on top of all this the new requirement of AI fluency, not coding, fluency. The ability to understand what AI can do, how to direct it, and how to evaluate its outputs. In this new world, adaptability becomes the ultimate competitive advantage. The professionals who stay relevant will be those who treat learning as a continuous discipline, not a phase of life. Leadership in the age of intelligent workflows. Leadership is undergoing one of the most significant transformations in modern history. For decades, leaders were defined by their ability to manage people, enforce processes, and maintain operational consistency. But in an AI-driven environment, consistency is no longer the goal. Adaptability is. Intelligent workflows don't wait for weekly meetings or managerial approvals. They operate in real time, surfacing insights, predicting outcomes, and recommending actions faster than traditional leadership structures can respond. This forces leaders to shift from being controllers of work to orchestrators of capability. Their value is no longer measured by how well they supervise tasks, but how effectively they align human talent with machine intelligence to achieve their outcomes. This new dynamic leadership, it demands a different mindset. Leaders must become architects of dynamic teams, teams that form, dissolve, and reassemble around problems rather than departments. They must be comfortable in delegating not just to people, but to systems, and they must develop the judgment to know when to trust AI, when to challenge AI, and when to override AI. The leaders who thrive in this era will be those who embrace transparency, empower experience and experimentation, and cultivate a culture where learning is continuous and reinvention is expected. In many ways, leadership becomes less about authority and more about enabling the company to operate at the speed of intelligence. The emotional and cultural impact of workforce recomposition. As the work transforms at a structural level, it also transforms deeply at a human level. When roles evolve faster than people can adapt, it creates a sense of dislocation, an identity gap between who someone was in their career and who they might expected to become. For many professionals, their job title has been a source of pride, stability, and personal meaning. But when AI reshapes the task landscape, these identities can feel suddenly fragile. This isn't just a technical shift, it's an emotional one. People are beginning asked to reinvent themselves in real time, often without a career roadmap. And what that uncertainty brings, it can create anxiety, resistance, or even a quiet sense of loss. And at the cultural level, companies are feeling the strain as well. Teams that once operated with predictable rhythms are now navigating constant change. Skill sets and the were once celebrated may no longer be central. And when the pace of transformation can create a divide between those who adapt quickly and those who struggle to find their footing, this is where leadership becomes critical, not in managing tasks, but in managing transition. Companies that thrive will be those that build cultures of reinvention, where learning is continuous, experimentation is encouraged, and people feel supported as they evolve. When companies acknowledge the emotional reality of change, they create the psychological safety needed for teams to embrace the future rather than fear it. The new social contract between employers and employees. For more than a century, the social contract between employers and employees was built on a single promise: some stability in exchange for loyalty. You showed up, you performed your role, and in return, you received predictable compensation, a career path that's clear, and assurance that your skills would remain valuable in the years to come. But AI has rewritten that equation. Stability is no longer something companies can guarantee, not because they don't value their people, but because the pace of technological change makes static roles impossible to maintain. New social contract is emerging around a different promise. We will invest in your ability to stay relevant. In this world, employability matters more than employment. and the skill growth becomes a shared responsibility. This shift requires transparency, honesty, and a new level of partnership between leaders and their teams. Employees who need clarity about how AI is being used, which tasks are changing, and what new capabilities will be required. Employers, in turn, must commit to providing the tools, the training, and the opportunities that allow people to evolve alongside the technology. When companies embrace this shared responsibility, trust becomes a strategic asset, one that fuels innovation, reduces resistance, and strengthens culture. The companies that thrive in the AI era will be those who treat their workforce not as a cost center to be optimized, but as a capability ecosystem that may continually develop. In this new contract, everyone has a role in shaping the future of work, and everyone has a stake as its success. Let's talk about 11 Labs. If you've been following my work, whether it's podcasting, live streaming, or the digital content I produce across various platforms, you know that I'm always looking for tools to elevate both the quality and the efficiency. And one of the most powerful tools in my workflow right now is 11 Labs, specifically their Creator Plan. The Creator Plan gives you access to some of the most advanced AI voice technology available today. We're talking natural, expressive, studio-grade voice generation that's perfect for narration, promos, training content, and even multilingual delivery. It's fast, it's flexible, and it integrates seamlessly into a modern creator's production pipeline. Whether you're building a brand, producing educational content, scaling up your digital presence, 11 Labs gives you the ability to sound polished, consistent, and professional every single time. And if you're ready to take your audio production to the next level, I highly recommend checking out the 11 Labs Creator Plan for yourself. My referral link is to set up your account and save a little money when you pay for a plan. Well, that link is in this episode's description. So take a moment to explore what 11 Labs can do for your content. The Creator Plan isn't one of those tools that doesn't just improve your workflow. It transforms it. Create smarter, create faster, create with 11 Labs. And now let's close out this episode. What the rebuilt workforce looks like by 2030. By 2030, the workforce will look dramatically different from the one we know today. Not because humans have been replaced, but because the relationship between humans and intelligent systems has been fundamentally redefined. Work will be organized around outcomes rather than roles, and teams will form dramatically and dynamically around problems instead of sitting inside static departments. AI will handle the operational backbone, the forecasting, the scheduling, the optimization, and routine decision-making. And humans will operate at the edges where creativity, judgment, ethics, and the complex collaboration might be required. The rebuilt workforce will be a hybrid of ecosystem where people and AI continuously exchange information, refine strategies, and elevate each other's capabilities. In this future, career paths are no longer linear. Instead, they will resemble evolving portfolios of skills, experiences, and AI-enhanced competencies. Professionals will move fluidly across projects, industries, and even disciplines, guided by their ability to learn, to adapt, and orchestrate intelligent technologies. Companies that embrace this model will operate with an unpredictability, agility, tapping the talent in real time and scaling expertise instantly through AI augmentation. And perhaps most importantly, to rebuild the workforce by 2030, this is going to be defined not only by what people are used to do, but how they are capable of becoming something different. It's a future where relevance is earned through continuous reinvention and where the partnership between humans and AI becomes the engine of progress. So as we wrap up this live stream today, I want to extend my sincere thank you for everyone who joined this conversation. Your time, your curiosity, and your willingness to explore the future of work together are what makes the digital revolution community so powerful. When you're living through one of the most transformative moments in modern history, and the fact that you choose to spend part of your day here thinking critically, challenging assumptions, and preparing for what comes next. This show isn't just about technology, it's about people, leadership, and the courage to evolve. And every one of you contributes to that mission. If today's discussion sparked new ideas, challenged your perspectives, or gave you a clearer view of where the world is heading, I encourage you to stay connected. Follow the Digital Revolution with Jim Kunkel on your favorite podcasting platforms, whether that's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, or wherever you prefer to listen. Each episode drives deeper into the trends, technologies, and human stories shaping our digital future. By subscribing, you ensure that you'll never miss the insights, the interviews, and the conversations that help keep you ahead of the curve. Again, thank you for being part of this journey. The revolution isn't coming, it's already here, and together we're learning how to lead it. Thank you, everyone.